Hello, welcome to another episode of Stories from Strathmore with me, Jimmy Black. Now, Kirriemuir is famous for four things: Stardock, gingerbread, Peter Pan, and the most indescribably filthy song in the English language. This is a cleaned up version of it, sung by local farmer Joe Aitken.
Oh, the ball, the ball, the ball of Kirriemuir, 25 old wives, hey and sick at ear, singing Faldy at this time, Faldy it new, they inna did it last time, canna do it new. The 25 old wives come down fae Aviemore, in the middle o' the lancers they all fell through the floor, singing Faldy at this time, Faldy it new, they inna did it last time, canna do it new. Peter Brown speared the gin, could he tak her hame? Never in your life, says she, fine I ken your game, singing Faldy it this time, Faldy it new, they inna did it last time, canna do it new.
Sandra Affleck is a local historian who has written a couple of interesting books about Kirrie. The local library can give you details of how to get them. I asked her if the Ball of Kirriemuir was a real event, or just a figment of someone's lurid imagination.
Well, that's a very good question, Jimmy. I'm afraid I can't give you a definite answer for that, though. It may have happened or it may not. I don't think there is any written record of any such thing having happened, but people tell me it did.
Is this the kind of town where the Ball of Kirriemuir could have happened?
Well, I suppose I have to admit that the answer is yes, it might have been. Kirrie wasn't always just a very quiet and peaceful place. I gather from one of the books I read that people said of it way back in about the 1770s that Kirriemuir was morally bad almost beyond redemption. So you can take out of that what you like. But they certainly knew how to enjoy themselves.
Now, you were saying that there are some records of the church which cast some light on this.
Yes, I think so. As you probably know, back in those days the church held themselves to be the guardians of everyone's morals, and it was the right of elders to rebuke members of the congregation for bad behaviour. So some of the Kirk Session records make very interesting reading. For instance, people could be rebuked severely for having attended what they called penny weddings. Now, a penny wedding was virtually an orgy of drinking which could last for anything up to a week. So if you were seen attending such a thing, then you were in big trouble.
An orgy of drinking that lasted a week. And what else went on at these weddings?
Well, that I don't honestly know, but I imagine rather a lot of dancing and romancing and any other such thing that drink tends to lead to.
Rather like the Ball of Kirriemuir, in fact.
Rather like the Ball of Kirriemuir, in fact, yes.
I see.
The minister's wife, she was there, and she was worse to a'. She drank some muckle whisky, she couldn't stand a va, singing Faldy it this time, Faldy it new, they inna did it last time, canna do it new.
Sandra has a very particular claim to fame. She helped organise the Ball of Kirriemuir.
Yes, well, I helped to organise a Ball of Kirriemuir. This was in 1985 when two events were happening which were quite significant in the town's history. One was the fact that it was the centenary of the town hall, and the other was that it was the 125th anniversary of the birth of Sir J.M. Barrie, our most famous son. So we organised a festival of events to bring all the local organisations together and hopefully to attract some tourists to the town. So as part of that, at the early stages of it in the spring, we held a dinner dance in the town hall of Kirriemuir, and of course we called it a Ball of Kirriemuir. And we did have a ball. It was quite a night.
But the farmer's corn was still standing in the morning.
This is true, and nobody was swinging from the chandeliers.
Nope, and the minister's wife was perfectly respectable.
I think so, yes. It was generally a well-behaved occasion compared to the original.
They were cuddling in the cornyard, kissing among the ricks. Geordie Black the blacksmith was up to all his tricks, singing Faldy it this time, Faldy it new, they inna did it last time, canna do it new. Fairmouth Thompson, he was there, and man, he fairly grat. For 20 acres o' his corn was fairly trumpet flat, singing Faldy it this time, Faldy it new, they inna did it last time, canna do it new.
Joe Aitken, you sang that beautifully. Now, where did you first learn the Ball of Kirriemuir?
Oh, I'm not very sure. I just picked it up over the years, various verses, and I'm not really awfully sure where I learned it off of.
Is that the version you always sing?
No, really, no. There is another version going about. Picked up a few verses of it over the years as well.
Does it seem like the kind of thing that might happen in Kirriemuir?
Well, I suppose it's no beyond the realms of possibility. I've seen a few wild nights in Kerry, maybe not as wild as what it describes in the song like, but I suppose it's quite possible it could have happened.
Alistair Campsie is a journalist, an author and a piper who has made something of a study of the ball. That was him playing the tune on his chanter. I asked him what he knew about the origins of the song, and also what drove the douce people of Kirrie quite so mad with passion on that memorable night.
Again, it's a moral story of good against evil, I suppose, the way that I've told the story, but basically it comes down from a harvest home dance, or the old curtain as it was called in Scots. And my understanding of it was that rose hips were gathered and the tiny seeds were taken out. Now these seeds are susceptible, they're hygroscopic, and they travelled in search of moisture with the awns buckling under them. And I understand that the barefooted lassies were jumping up and down on the barn floor, and the seeds moved. And of course the lassies became outrageously warm, and it all finished up in the stackyard.
I see. There was another version where it wasn't rose hips that were involved.
Well, I make this quite clear in the booklet that I've done, that I do happen to know that at Thornhill in Perthshire there was a barn dance of a similar type many years ago. And in those days the stallion leader used to go round the district, and he used to carry with him in his tin cantharides or Spanish fly. And these were in a crystal form and they sublimated in heat. And he was knocked back by one of the young Thornhill lassies, and in revenge he scattered the contents of the tin on the barn floor. And the crystal sublimated, and the ensuing irritation caused exactly the same effect, and the stackyard was ruined.
So here's the good old Kirriemuir and its famous bar. I canna sing another verse, I'm just about to fa, singing Faldy at this time, Faldy it new. They did it last time, canna do it new.
Well, that's all from Stories from Strathmore for another week. By the way, in case you're wondering what Spanish fly is, it's what you give a stallion when it gets tired but still has some important work to do. If you'd like to hear more of Joe Aitken singing, he's got a tape out in Springtime Records. Joe will also be singing for us next week when Stories from Strathmore will be all about bothy life in the farms. Till then, cheerio!